let's talk about my first week experience in Montreal. How was it? My moving to Montreal, it was very unorganized and it was very weird. I'm currently living on Airbnb. It's been, almost 20 days I've been living on Airbnb because I was not able to confirm rent. If you see over here, let me show you some views. It's pretty nice. I am living on the second floor, but I guess this home is kind of like, what do you say? It's kind of like shared apartments. I don't know the vocabulary, but you know, okay. So, let me tell you how my first week was, what were the problems I faced, and what were the bad decisions that I took. First of all, talking about first day of moving to Montreal. Now I moved from Barrie. I am a person who loves to stay in a city which is really calm and peaceful and very nonchalant, and has a lakeshore on the side. Barrie had everything. Okay, Barrie had everything. If you have a car, you are almost close to living a luxurious, not like luxurious life, but a very plain and simple and a very enjoyable life. But I decided to move to Montreal mainly for the reasons of French, which you know if you're following me already. I didn't really thought myself that I would be living in a city which is very urbanized and which is one of the main cities, because I've always liked to stay in a place which is calm and peaceful. But there are a lot of good things and bad things about Montreal. Like, the main mistake that I made was not confirming the house before. But it's not a bad thing, actually. It's actually a good thing, because at one side we can say that I should have confirmed the lease, I should have confirmed the apartment, and then come over here, just directly move into the apartment. But what if you move into a place which you didn't really like at all, and now you have signed the lease for a year? Either you have to complete the lease or you have to cancel the lease in between, which leads to all of its own problems. So that's why it's easier for me to stay on Airbnb for a month or so that I can keep searching for good apartments and good houses, and then once I know the location, once I know the locality and area, then I move into the apartment. And that's the thing that I did. So was it a mistake really? No, I don't think so. So that's something that I also recommend you. If you're going to a completely new place, don't just like sign any lease without actually seeing the locality and just go with that particular apartment. I really recommend that you first of all book an Airbnb for at least 15 days. And then the good part about Montreal is that Airbnbs are also not that expensive. Okay, it's almost equal to monthly payment of rent. So if I give you an example, the Airbnb that I'm currently living on is about, it would cost me about $1,400 to $1,500 a month. It is a bit too much, but also if we compare it to the apartment, an apartment would cost me $1,100 a month. So I am willing to pay $300 to $400 more so that I can properly live in Montreal and then do my apartment hunt, rather than doing everything from India or from any other city which is far away from Montreal, because that's a very important thing. It's very important to come over here, get the good feel of the whole new city and the whole new location, and then see what area I want to live in. And for the areas, there are 3 to 4 areas which I would recommend you live in. La Salle, Côte de Neige, okay, behind St. Joseph's Oratory, or all that area near St. Joseph's Oratory. La Salle, which I already mentioned, and Verdun, that's also a good place. Lachine, only if you are, in Lachine there are a lot of Indians. So if you're Indian, definitely go over there. If you want to feel, kind of like Brampton, then go over there. Otherwise, it's up to you, okay? It also depends on whether you are comfortable with, whatever community you are comfortable with. And apart from it, I don't really know a lot, but I've heard Park as well from a couple of my friends that Park is a good place. And yeah, but I'll keep on updating. I'll update you guys what are the good areas to move in Montreal. So this is what I did during my move, during all my packaging and moving to Montreal. One system that I really like about Montreal is its connectivity, public transport connectivity. It's awesome. At any bus stop, after every 10 minutes or so, there will be buses. Okay, if you go out of the city a little bit, then the connectivity decreases, but in the main city, connectivity is awesome. You just have to wait for any bus stop at around 5-7 minutes, and the bus will already be there. Same thing for the metro. Metro connectivity is awesome. You just come to a station, you just have to know your direction, and metro will be there in 5 minutes max. So something that I really like, which was not present in Barrie. Okay, but the thing is, that thing, you know, wouldn't affect me in the long run because I have a car over here. I will be able to drive a car, but something to consider if you do not have a car, if you want to use public transport is awesome. Apart from it, one thing in this video, I'm really talking about all the positives of Montreal. Talking about the negatives, it's really hard to discuss. It's really hard to talk about the negatives. One negative about Montreal is if you're someone who does not know French, does not know, whatever, okay, who does not know the language French, you will still be able to survive over here, but it will be a bit difficult. Why? Because in the main city of Montreal, like downtown area, it's very bilingual. Like everyone would be speaking English if you're speaking in English to them as well. However, if you go in the outskirts or a little bit further than the downtown, now the thing is you can't really live in the downtown because it's very expensive. So you definitely have to move to the areas which is, how do I say, which is a bit not outskirts but not close to the downtown, okay? Over there it depends on the area as well whether you need to speak French or not. Like for example, in places like La Salle, La Chine, and where there are more immigrants, you don't really need to know French. But apart from it, you really need to learn French if you want any even basic jobs. For basic jobs, you know French. You need to know French everywhere in Montreal. Okay, this doesn't have any exceptions unless you're working in a factory or anything which doesn't involve any interaction with any person. So that is something which is very important. Start learning French. I really recommend you if you're coming to Montreal. If you know French, Montreal is really a great place for you. I can really assure you that because I have seen how much career advantage it can give you if you know French in Montreal, because there are a lot of job opportunities, there are a lot of different fields over here. All of them flourish really well, but you need to know French. So that's going to be my only advice. That's only negative part about it, but you already know. See, if you're coming to, or if you're even considering Montreal as an option, you already know how important French it is over here. So that's all about today's video. This is my analysis of Montreal, how this place is, and do come over here. This place has a lot of great things for you, and I'll see you very soon.